Guys, Jason Schappert back with you. Let's talk aircraft systems now, and let's talk specifically about your engine. But before I do that, I want to share with you a quick story actually from my private pilot check ride. I got through my private pilot check ride by the skin of my teeth. I may be a professional aviation educator now, but I humbly tell you, I wasn't exactly the best student. I got through the oral exam and the examiner said, all right, listen, let's just head to the airplane. Let's hope your flying skills are better than the verbal skills and the answers you just had in that room. And we're walking out together and he's going to watch me pre-flight. And it was a Cherokee 140 that we were walking to. 11 Juliet was the tail number. And we walked to it and he asked the question. He said, hey Jason, how much horsepower does your engine have? I thought, I never really remember learning that. I said, well, Mr. Check Ride Examiner, it's a Cherokee 140, so it must have 140 horsepower. And he kind of goes, okay. So a Cessna 172, it has 172 horsepower? I said, yes, sir, absolutely it does. He kind of looked at me and he didn't say anything, and in my mind I was right, but that is absolutely incorrect. 172 is certainly just a model number, Cherokee 140 just a model number. Goes to show you, I've come a long way from being 16, 17 years old, becoming a private pilot, and learned a lot, and look at us now. But I don't want you to have the same issues I did. Aircraft systems were never really a strength of mine, and I want to share with you what I did to help learn more about my systems and certainly more about my engine. And let's talk about that. If I was asked today what type of engine I have on my check ride, here's how I'd answer it. And this is going to sound crazy, but here's how you should do it. I have a horizontally opposed, air-cooled, normally aspirated, direct drive, 150 horsepower Lycoming engine. You might look at that and go, Jason, how on earth am I going to remember all that? Well, let me explain to you what it all means, and I bet most of it applies to you and your aircraft. What does it mean when I say my engine is horizontally opposed? I'm simply talking about the position of the pistons. Are they horizontally opposed or are they vertically opposed? Most 95% of our aircraft that we're flying, I'd be willing to bet 100% of our training aircraft we're flying, deal with horizontally opposed pistons. My aircraft is air-cooled. What does that mean? Well, I have engine baffling and cooling fins that work to radiate heat off the engine, and engine baffling that works to kind of maneuver the air properly through that engine to get it to where it needs to go to cool that engine. My engine is air-cooled. My engine is normally aspirated. That means my engine breathes air without help from a turbocharger. This is why airports like Leadville, Colorado close sometimes to normally aspirated aircraft in the summertime. Because of density altitudes at 9,000 feet, my airplane feels like it's at 9,000 feet. It's breathing in 9,000 foot air or lack thereof, and it's going to perform in that manner. You need a turbocharger to help you out in that case. My aircraft is normally aspirated. My aircraft performance decreases with altitude because the air is thinner. Normally aspirated is the word to use there. It's direct drive. And unless you have a constant speed variable pitch propeller, your engine too is direct drive, unless you're flying a Rotax. Some of the Rotax engines are a little bit different on that as well if you're working on a light sport with a Rotax engine. But my Cessnas, my Piper aircraft, my Diamond aircraft were direct drive, meaning the pistons turn the crankshaft, which is connected directly to that propeller. It's direct drive. And then I have a 150 horsepower Lycoming engine. Lycoming is simply the manufacturer of my engine. The three big ones that you probably would deal with in your training would be Lycoming, Continental, or Rotax if you're flying a light sport. And then you need to know the horsepower of your engine. That's what you need to know and be able to rattle off for your private pilot check ride. When the examiner says to you, hey, tell me about your engine. Well, I have a horizontally opposed, air-cooled, normally aspirated, direct drive, 150 horsepower Lycoming engine. Fill in the blanks there. I bet most of that applies to you guys with the exception of the horsepower and the manufacturer of the engine. take a screenshot of this, write this down. You're gonna need to rattle it off just like I did there for your check ride. I'll see you guys in the next lesson.